Welcome back to the English Island podcast. I'm Elle.
And I'm Ray.
First of all, thank you for being here with us.
Seriously, it really means a lot that you're spending your time here.
And we don't just want you to learn English, we want you to change the way you think.
Because learning is not just about words, it's about mindset.
Imagine someone who is not happy with their life.
Like feeling stuck?
Exactly. No progress, no direction.
That's very common these days.
And the interesting thing is, most people already know what their problem is.
But they still don't change.
There was a boy living a very normal life.
What do you mean by normal?
Same routine, wake up, college or work, then phone and sleep.
That's it?
Yes, and that was the problem. Almost every night he would think, tomorrow I will change.
And did tomorrow ever come?
No, because tomorrow never turns into action. One night he even set an alarm for 5 a.m.
Did he wake up?
No, he hit snooze. Point 1. Knowledge is not the problem. Execution is.
So people already know everything?
Yes, everyone knows what discipline is, but very few people actually follow it.
True.
And that gap changes everything. The problem is not that people are lazy.
Then what is it?
The problem is the brain chooses comfort. Comfort feels good in the short term, but slowly destroys your life in the long term. So, Ray, let me ask you something.
Yeah?
How many times do we repeat the same mistakes even when we know they're wrong?
Honestly, many times.
Exactly. And that's the real struggle. And here's an important word.
Which one?
Execution.
Meaning taking action.
Yes, not just thinking, but doing. So today we understood the problem is not knowledge.
The problem is execution.
And very soon, this boy is going to take one decision.
That will change everything.
But how that decision happens, we'll continue that right now. His life looked normal from the outside, but inside, he wasn't satisfied.
So outside, everything was okay, but inside, something was missing.
Exactly. One day, his result came out.
How was it?
Average. Completely average.
Did he feel bad?
Not exactly bad, but he felt something strange, like emptiness. Point 2. An average life looks safe, but feels painful.
How?
Because you don't fail, but you don't win either.
So you stay stuck in the middle.
Exactly. And the most dangerous part is, people start accepting it as normal.
Huh.
And he was doing the same. One day, his father said something casually.
What?
You're doing okay, just be a little more serious.
Simple line?
Yes, but it stayed in his mind. Point 3. Sometimes one simple sentence can change your life.
Because it hits at the right time?
Exactly. That line kept repeating in his mind.
And then?
For the first time, he asked himself, what am I really doing with my life? That night, he was lying on his bed.
With his phone?
Yes, but this time, he wasn't scrolling.
Just thinking?
Yes, seriously thinking. For the first time. Point 4. Change starts with awareness.
Meaning when you accept the truth?
Yes, when you stop running away. For the first time, he accepted that he was wasting his time.
That's hard.
Very hard. And then a thought came into his mind.
What thought?
If I keep living like this, nothing will change. And in that moment, he made a decision.
What kind of decision?
Simple, but powerful.
What was it?
I will take control of my life. Point 5. One decision can change your direction.
Not your result, but your direction.
Exactly. Results come later. He didn't shout it. He didn't tell anyone.
Then how was it powerful?
Because it was clear inside him. Think about it, Ray. How many times do we make decisions and forget them the next day?
Many times.
That's the difference.
Between a serious decision.
And a casual one. Here's an important word.
Which one?
Awareness.
Meaning,
When you clearly see what you're doing,
he had made the decision.
but now the real challenge was about to begin.
Action.
Exactly. Making a decision is easy. Following it is difficult.
He had made the decision.
But now the real game had started.
The action phase.
Exactly. The next day, he set his alarm again.
5 a.m. again?
Yes, but this time he did something different.
What?
He kept his phone far away from his bed. Point 6. Your environment decides your habits.
More than willpower?
Many times, yes. If your phone is next to you, you will use it.
Simple logic.
So he changed his setup, and that day he woke up.
Really?
Yes, not perfect, but he woke up. Point 7. Small wins build big confidence.
Even one small win matters?
A lot. For the first time, he felt, maybe I can do this.
First belief moment?
Exactly. But it wasn't smooth.
What happened?
On the third day, he woke up late again.
Back to zero?
Almost. Point 8. Failure is part of the process.
This is where most people quit.
Yes, because they expect perfection. But real growth is messy.
Ups and downs.
Exactly. That night, he said something to himself.
What?
I'm not going to stop because of one bad day. Point 9. Consistency is more important than perfection.
So you don't need to be perfect?
Not at all. You just need to keep going.
Simple, but hard.
Exactly. Slowly, his routine started becoming stable.
What changed?
Less phone, more focus. Point 10. Your habits shape your identity.
So what we do daily becomes who we are?
Exactly. Now he started feeling different.
How?
More in control. Think about this, Ray. If someone wins small battles every day, won't they eventually change?
They definitely will.
Here's an important word.
Which one?
Consistency.
Meaning?
Doing something regularly without stopping. Now his life was slowly changing, but the final transformation was still ahead.
The real results.
Exactly. Now his life was slowly changing, but the most interesting part was just beginning.
The results phase.
Exactly. People had started noticing him.
For what?
His routine, his focus, his consistency. Point 11. Consistency never stays hidden. People notice it.
So even if you don't talk about it, people still see it?
Exactly. You don't need to announce your change. Your actions speak for you.
That's powerful.
But the biggest change wasn't outside. It was inside him.
How?
He had started trusting himself. Point 12. Real power is self-trust.
Meaning when you believe in yourself?
Yes, and that belief comes when you follow your own words. Before, he used to make promises to himself and break them.
And now?
Now, when he said something, he actually did it. Sometimes he looked back at his old life.
How did that feel?
Strange,
Why?
because he didn't even feel like the same person anymore. Point 13. Real change is an identity shift.
So it's not just about habits. The person changes too?
Exactly. Now he no longer said, I'm trying.
What did he say?
I do it. One day, he was standing in front of the mirror.
And then?
He said one simple thing to himself.
What?
I've changed. Point 14. One decision does not instantly change your life. It changes your direction.
And direction changes everything.
Exactly. He only made one decision, but that decision changed his every day.
And every day changed his life.
Think about it, Ray. How often do we think we need a huge change?
Yeah.
when maybe all we really need is one strong decision. And today's final word,
Which one?
decision.
Simple word.
Yes, but powerful.
Meaning to choose something.
Exactly, and to stay committed to that choice. So if nothing is changing in your life, maybe you don't need more effort. Maybe you just need one clear decision.
And then follow it.
Exactly.
Small steps every day.
And slowly, you will become the person you want to be. Bye-bye, everyone. See you in the next episode.